Absolutely.
Her reaction from London. Benedict, good evening to you. Hope you can hear us. Tell us how you're seeing it where you are.
Well, how I'm seeing it is that the Prime Minister, who spent over, nearly 2 years negotiating a deal with the EU, the 27 other EU countries, got that, signed it in November, was supposed to have the MPs vote at the beginning of December, on the 11th of December, pulled that the day before, brought it back to Parliament on the 15th of January, was categorically, comprehensively defeated in a record-breaking majority of 230 MPs against her deal, what she has spent all this time negotiating. Any other Prime Minister would have had to resign, and yet here we are today. I'm not even mentioning the no confidence votes in her government, in her, etc., etc. And here we are today with all these amendments. And she comes back to Parliament and she asks MPs, she's done a complete U-turn and says, vote for an amendment against my deal because I want to go back to Brussels. I want you to give me the clearest mandate to get rid of the backstop. That backstop, which is an insurance policy to avoid a hard border between an EU member state, the Irish Republic, and one of the 4 nations that makes up the United Kingdom, Northern Ireland. And that amendment has been voted through by a majority of MPs tonight, not by a big margin, but it's been voted through. So she gets what she wanted, but it's a major U-turn. And the other only amendment out of the 7 that was approved by the Speaker of the House, John Bercow, this evening, is actually MPs rejecting a no-deal Brexit. So the breaking news here are indeed those results, and that in the light of that last one that I mentioned, of MPs rejecting a no-deal Brexit and Britain crashing out without any deal on the 29th of March, that 2 months away, that date on which the UK is supposed to divorce the 27 other member states, the leader of the opposition, Jeremy Corbyn, has finally agreed to go and have face-to-face talks with this Prime Minister. And all of this when the EU says, and indeed the French President, the first EU member state to publicly say this evening, again, the backstop, the EU withdrawal agreement struck with the UK is not reopenable or negotiable. What an incredible impasse we find ourselves again here in the British capital, in this very disunited kingdom.
It is a very remarkable situation that, as you've told us many times, Benedict, because you followed this very, very, very closely, and every time we speak, together our jaws drop when we consider what's actually happening there in the capital of the United Kingdom, or as you put it, the disunited kingdom. Jeremy Corbyn then wants to come to the table and talk to Theresa May. Is there any sense there that this is going to come up with something positive or move in a positive direction?
Very difficult to say, but I think it looks quite unlikely. It is very clear, it has been for a matter of months, that Jeremy Corbyn wants a general election. I should actually seize this opportunity this evening to remind people who maybe don't watch British politics quite as closely as we do, as Catherine, our Europe editor, does, that actually at any time, given the impasse that this Parliament finds itself in, that the Labour Party can actually now call a no-confidence vote in this government. And it is an embattled Prime Minister who is trying to find a majority for just almost, one could say, anything, who is surviving day by day, who's bought herself another 2 weeks. And let's make no mistake, when she got up, she was supposed to close the debate tonight. It was then changed at the last minute, having had a cabinet meeting, having spoken to the European Research Group, the hard Brexiteers, got them on board, most of them, to vote for these amendments today. And basically, some of them have been prepared to vote, for example, for the Brady Amendment or for some of the other amendments, possibly that even didn't get through, because she has said that she will give MPs, all MPs, another opportunity, a meaningful vote on whatever deal she can get a majority for on the 13th or 14th of February, or if necessary, a little bit later. There's even a question still of perhaps the recess, the holidays of MPs being cancelled, if that is necessary to get all the legislation through. We are 2 months away from the 29th of March. So extraordinary saga that continues to unfold. And the direct answer to your question is no, I don't see any prospect of Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May not quite walking off into the sunset, but certainly finding huge common ground. They have very different agendas, they see things very differently, and there's no love lost between them. But you know what? Anything's possible. But I really will eat my hat that I'm not wearing if that indeed does turn out to be quite quick and comprehensive, because I don't see that happening anytime soon. Who wants the keys to Downing Street?
I'm laughing at the thought of you eating your hat, Benedict. And you say February the 14th as a kind of like important date to look out for. Keep your diary clear. It could ruin your Valentine's Day plans, I'm afraid. Benedict, thank you very much.
It won't be Valentine's Day. Yeah, no Valentine's Day between those two.
Benedict, thank you very much indeed. Benedict Papio, our correspondent there in London.